Shopping for a home can be very stressful, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. You're kind of at the mercy of the agent that's not only listing the property but showing the property, and you kind of hope that you make the right decision. Hey, this is Howard, your renovation guru. Welcome to the Renovation Nation. Hey, we're talking about doing a walkthrough on a house. Okay, before I get started, make sure to hit the subscribe button, share it, the notification bell, and leave any comments on any questions you might have about this episode, any other episodes, or things you would like for me to cover on the Renovation Nation. Anyway, in this video, I do a walkthrough on a house that's been listed, and it's listed really as is, move-in ready, but you know, it's not completely remodeled or anything. It is what it is. Some of the things to look out for is it in the right location? Is it a busy street? Do you care if it's a busy street? What about schools in the area? Or maybe your church? Or maybe close to friends, or a combination of all. Does a home have good bones? Is there any obsolescence in it? Functional obsolescence. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes homes might have been years and years of a DIY project where you might have, in order for you to go to the kitchen, you might have to walk through a bedroom, for example. I know that's absurd, but you'd be surprised. There's a lot of Winchester type houses that are out there, but that's called functional obsolescence. But does it have good bones? Okay, is it something you can move in right away? Maybe you want to do some updates and remodels and you're not worried about things that are falling apart. I recommend really getting a home inspection so you could go in there eyes wide open. A real estate agent who's listing the property may not know everything, okay? But once they know, they can't unknow, okay? Some items may come up that the home inspector may come up with, and it's really nothing big deal. It's kicking the tires and noticing a crack on a sidewalk here and there. It's not a deal killer. Sometimes they'll bring things that maybe in the future just kind of bring in your attention. You'll just want to take note of that. They may point out some things that are serious defects or things that need to be fixed, in which you would either purchase a home as is with a renovation loan to get it fixed, or if it's something nominal or small enough, maybe the seller can fix it, or there might be some sort of an escrow withhold. Who knows? But anyway, I went through a walkthrough on this house, and you're going to be looking through my eyes, and I'm going to be looking as much stuff as I can on that house. So here it is. So you're looking for a house to buy. You're kind of in the market. Maybe you're a first-time home buyer. This house might be the right thing for you. What do you do when you go look at a house? And sometimes houses are posted as fixers, and when they say, hey, you know, it's an investor's dream, contractor's dream, bring your tool belt, that kind of stuff. They give the impression it's kind of a fixer, but also they give the impression that it's only reserved for an investor or a flipper, and that's not true. Everybody's an investor. Everybody has the opportunity to buy these kind of homes. And usually I say, if there's a home that piques your interest, put the offer in first and then ask questions later. And I think we're going to do kind of a lesson in a walkthrough really quick. This particular house, this house was built in 1955. And of course, in this market, the price has been lowered somewhat. Don't know anything that much about the house other than the owners that are selling it. It's been in their possession for 55 years, so there's a lot of love and care in this house. It's on a really nice neighborhood. You can see there's a school right next door. I know that there's a church down the street. It's very quiet out here. There's a really nice look like a remodeled house next door. And let's take a look at this one. You can see, by the way, that this is a model match home to the one next door that looks like it's been updated somewhat because the The styling is everything. So it's not uncommon to see that where one builder or developer had developed several properties on the same street. And this might be the case. I mean, that might be kind of like a very similar design, probably built around the same time and everything. It obviously has a newer roof. And they also put those, I don't know, dormer type vents on there. So let's take a look. One of my first impression is, it looks like it's well kept. They have this nice tree here. One of the things you want to look at is how manicured is this tree? Is it going to intrude on anything else? I mean, you can see the lawn is pretty nice and it's been edged around here. Now there are some surface roots, but I don't see any indication of the roots taking over toward the foundation or anything else. So this tree may be a keeper. You'll see, you might come across on other bigger trees where roots start to surface, where you lose some of the grass area, and sometimes it's really hard to grow the grass. You can see it looks like a 2-car garage. It's got a nice single-car driveway, and again, it's very quiet. And you can see it has a sprinkler system, but one of the things I do notice right here off the bat is there's water there, which means it must be leaking somewhere. Not a big deal, but something you'd probably want to take care of, because you don't want necessarily water just pooling and staying up against the house, especially since it may intrude and have water in the crawl space. So I can also see just from here, you can see that this gets weathered, and there may be some dry rot, but it definitely needs some paint. If you're looking at buying a home with an FHA loan and the home is older than 1976, more than likely you'll probably have to get a lead-based paint test as a precaution. If you're getting a conventional loan, it may be recommended, but it's not required. I can also see here, again, some more dry rot as well on this corner. It's nice that they put this little fence here to hide the garbage cans. That's kind of nice. The gate looks a little worn, but you can see right there, definitely some dry rot. A little bit there. And definitely on the side right there. It looks like they kind of painted over it, but it didn't stay. Nice bone dry patio. It's very nice. Let's see as we go through the door. Door seems fairly new. It's a lockable glassed in, I wouldn't call it a screen, but a first door. I walk in. Nice thing is it is air conditioning, and we know the air conditioning works very good. Here's a living room. This is classic 1955 with the fireplace there, kind of a dining area there. They say this is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. We will see. This is probably where the HVAC system is. When you walk in, you turn right, go down the hallway. And here is one of the bedrooms, not the master. Now on a 3-1 or 3-1.5, if it was truly a 3-1.5 back in the day, or 3-1, it was probably back in the day, you wouldn't have a master bath, but you would have a common bath and a hallway, and that's what this is. It looks to be fairly updated. It's really not too bad. It's got older sun lamps. You got a window there, so an exhaust is not needed, but if I would probably replace that with not a sun lamp, a heat lamp with an exhaust. And that way you don't have to open the windows to clear out any of the steam in here, and that'll help prevent any kind of mold developing, just kind of makes it cleaner. Again, you turn left, well, here's a master bedroom. It's very nice, typical of the size. And there's no walk-in closet, just a regular slide closet. This looks like a linen closet, and here's the other bedroom. So there's our 3 bedrooms, and we have 1 bath so far. Now let's continue on over. And some of the things I'm looking at, carpet's in good shape. Paint seems to be in pretty good shape interiors. Doesn't look that old. The corners don't look marred or anything like that. I don't see any visible signs of cracks. Sometimes like here, you'll see a little bit of crack on the corner. It doesn't mean there's settling. The home expands and contracts, and there's a HVAC vent right up there. May have something to do with it, but who knows? That is so minor. It's not even worth mentioning, but oops, I did. And it looks like they added new flooring in here. It's very nice. Again, 1955 kitchen, which is almost kind of a galley type kitchen. They may replace the hardware, but it seems like the cabinets are probably original, especially with that scroll design on top. Here you got a fairly updated stove, and you look for the exhaust fan, and it's over there, which is fine. You want to make sure with gas that there's some sort of exhaust fan, okay? And then you've got the breakfast nook. Let's go over here. Here's the garage. Now, you have to be careful because there aren't any light switches in here. The only light switch would be for the garage door opener, which there might be a switch you could do that, but in the garage, it's typical. They've added washer and dryer, which is fine. Definitely would need to replace the roof in this house. I don't know if you saw, it was pretty worn, especially over the garage. I don't see physical signs of major issues here, but probably the OSB up there would need to be replaced. The roof is very, very tired. Love the industrial lamps there. And this is definitely added on. I will bet this is the half bathroom. Let's take a look. Ta-da! And it is. So this would be the guest bathroom. You know, not always something you want where if they need to use a bathroom, they've got to go in through the garage. But, you know, definitely a necessity in houses today because you don't want anybody kind of going into your, I use every day and have my junk all over the place bathroom unless it's an emergency. To be very careful because it's dark and you got those steps. So there's that. Now let's go to the outside. This house is like, I think 1,140 or 1,040, 1,050 square feet. It's on a quarter acre, so there's lots of nice room out here in the back. And voila. This is a nice patio. This is definitely an add-on. And from what I can see, it is probably all aluminum. They put a fan up there. Looks to be in good shape. This portion of the fence is kind of like getting old, and I can see down there further. If you can see, there's some part of the fencing needs to be replaced, and the fence in the back looks like it was replaced. We'll get closer there. Again, here's the side of the house where you got the fireplace. There's the clean out for the chimney. Everything looks good on here. It's interesting because I noticed on some of the gutters, it looks some discoloration on there. Probably can get a new roof, probably get new gutters along with it. Most of the stucco seems to be in good shape. We'll look at more of that on the side of the house, on the other side of the house when we go. This is a nice yard. Again, it's a quarter acre, nearly a quarter acre, and a lot of fruit trees. A lot of apple and plum trees that I see, and there's orange trees in the back. Not sure what this one is. It might be a peach or pear or something. Oh, this looks like a peach right here. There's some apples, there's some oranges, there's some plums, and a lot of source of water back here. So that's really nice. So basically, this is a house, if you love making jam or having fresh fruit during most of the times of the year, you got it. And this area, I don't know, it's probably put a garden in here, but you got this tree next door that definitely should be trimmed back. You see this wire coming across here. That's no bueno. You got this lower wire here. All that would have to be all tightened up. You can see that. You see the roof. It's reached its end life. Not sure why that gutter looks like it's kind of on a slant, because it looks like if it's raining a lot of water may just kind of rush right over the top of it. That's probably why they're staining on there. Just a little bit of stucco. This is the door for the hot water heater. Definitely needs to be repainted. The stucco work there. And these stucco patches, I don't know what these are about. But that should probably be repatched, redone. Let's go around the side of the house. Okay, so you have that. Okay, that part of the fence needs to be replaced. It's a little bit of this window. This is in the garage anyway. Not a big deal. Probably repainted, scraped or whatever. As well as that, this fence needs to be fixed. It's pretty nice. You have even room back there if you want to put like a small ADU. Let's go back inside. Okay, here we are. It's nice and cool inside. Whew, because it is hot outside. One of the things I want to look at is you want to check GFCI. I think before I started this video, there's one outlet outside that's missing the GFCI. That should probably be taken care of, but there is a GFCI there, which is good. And there's one in the other bathroom. I'm not sure if there's one in the half bath. But in conclusion, this is good property. These are some of the things you want to look at, and you just put in an offer. Get a contractor out to kind of bid on some of the things, like some of the dry rot and the roof specifically. I would venture to guess probably between the roof and some of the dry rot repairs, probably about $20,000, maybe $22,000 to take that consideration. So if you're buying it, you might be, I don't know if you're going to get a roof sort for it to buy just a regular conventional loan. FHA, I think, would have a little problem with it. But you can certainly buy it with a renovation loan, include the cost of the roof, because you don't, it's such a minor thing up front to include into the cost of the loan on a renovation loan. To include the roof, you get a 40-year or lifetime roof on it. You never have to worry about it. It's going to be a $15,000 to $19,000 investment in that, depending on the pitch and the size and everything. This house, it might be like $13,000. But amortized over 30 years, not a problem. And then just some of the minor repairs. There's some of that little plumbing out in the front. And then some minor paint and stucco work that can be done, and some of the dry rot as well. But in conclusion, probably $20,000 to $25,000. You look at the total acquisition cost, which is the asking price, plus the cost to renovate, and how is that toward what it would appraise out to, as if all that work had been completed. If you're at that amount, good. If it's in a seller's market, if you're at that amount, great. In a buyer's market, there may be room for a little bit of bargaining, whether you kind of ask a little bit more on the price of the house, but you're going to get a lot more bang out of your buck. Instead of having them drop the price of the house by $10,000, keep the price of the house the same and have them give you a seller concession of $10,000. There's just a lot more bang for the money. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. We'll talk about the process of buying a home, things what you should look out for. Does it have good bones? This house, yeah, has really good bones. Hey, thanks and welcome back. Again, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell for any new episodes that come up. Leave any comments for any questions you might have or subjects you'd like for me to tackle. And share it with your friends. We want to spread this channel nationwide. After all, it's the Renovation Nation. Anyway, what did you think? Did you learn something from that? I did when I went through. There's a lot of things that you might end up missing and may take a second time to go through. That's important before you close on it. You want to make sure you do another walkthrough and you look at what the inspector's report is going to be. There may be a recommendation for some sort of a pest report. There is. You should probably get it. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that's introduced into the loan transaction as far as saying, hey, I got a pest report and that's it. Typically, it's going to be something if it really gets pointed out or if it's noticed. But anyway, this is Howard, your renovation guru, and thank you once again for joining me on this episode's The Renovation Nation.